The Mahabharata is often viewed through the lens of a fraternal war, but its foundations were laid long before the first arrow was notched at Kurukshetra. The true architect of the Kuru dynasty was not a king, but a woman of singular vision, Satyavati. Born as Matsyagandha, she navigated the waters of destiny from a fisherman's daughter to the supreme matriarch. Today, we examine how her uncompromising ambition and tactical maneuvers forged and ultimately fractured the greatest empire of antiquity. Before she ever entered the royal court, Satyavati demonstrated an extraordinary capacity for managing fate. Her encounter with the sage Parashara resulted in the birth of Krishna Dvaipayana, later known as Vyasa. By securing a divine boon, she shed her fishy scent for a celestial fragrance and ensured her firstborn was a master of wisdom. This was her shadowed lineage, a strategic reserve of intellect and divinity that she would later call upon to save the crown whenever the legitimate line withered. Satyavati did not marry for love. She married for legacy. When King Shantanu sought her hand, she and her father refused to settle for the role of a mere consort. They demanded a geopolitical guarantee that her progeny alone would inherit the throne. This demand necessitated the Bhishma Pratigna, the most famous vow in history. By sidelining the perfect heir Devavrata, Satyavati effectively restructured the Kuru succession, prioritizing her own bloodline over traditional primogeniture. It was a masterstroke of cold, calculated political leverage. Leadership is defined by how one manages a catastrophic failure of the primary obstacle. When Satyavati's sons died childless, leaving the throne vacant, the Kuru line faced extinction. Demonstrating ruthless pragmatism, she bypassed social taboos and invoked the Niyoga protocol. She summoned her firstborn, Vyasa, to father heirs with her widowed daughter-in-laws. This move ensured the biological survival of the state, birthing Dhritarashtra and Pandu. Satyavati proved that for a true leader, the preservation of the institution supersedes the rigidity of tradition. In the twilight of her life, Satyavati's triumph turned into a cautionary tale. She succeeded in preserving her bloodline, but in doing so, she sowed the seeds of a conflict that would consume her descendants. Vyasa warned her that the golden age had passed and the happy days of the earth were over. Her story is the ultimate study of the butterfly effect, the realization that a single-minded pursuit of a specific future can trigger a chain of reaction of chaos that no one, not even an empress, can control. What does Satyavati offer the leaders of 2026? First, adaptive resourcefulness. She leveraged every asset, even her secret son, to solve a crisis. Second, the weight of ambition. In modern governance and corporate strategy, we often optimize for the next generation without considering the next century. Satyavati reminds us that while you build a dynasty through sheer will, you must also bear the moral weight of the world you create. She was the architect of an empire, and like all great architects, she learned that the foundation determines the fate of the tower. Thank you.